You did turn everything off, didn't you? You're not gonna be pinging and making noise.
I got everything. Hey, what's up? Hello.
Hello. Welcome to Candid Conversations. We're gonna wait for some people to come in.
Got to tune up all these gadgets, and
our usual.
Just always something.
I have to excuse me. My sinuses is draining. I got a peppermint in my mouth. Okay. Bless you. Hey, what's up? Okay, I see some people from Periscope coming through. Hello. Hey, Stanley, how are you? All right, I'm just waiting for some more people to come on.
Hey, Birdie.
So we can get started this evening.
Birdie Templeton, hey.
Hello, Birdie.
So we're trying to get this thing, we're trying to get adjusted and all this, because it's always terrible to get adjusted, because I guess everything is just sitting right up on us, like, yeah. You got all these gadgets and stuff, and we're gonna graduate to some real cameras eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Wade's gonna start working overtime.
You're gonna start dashing more.
No, actually, I'm going to be the Jefferson Effect consulting firm is going to be kicking up more.
Thank you, Birdie. Birdie said that's just fine.
Thank you, Birdie.
Okay, so listen, I want to do a quick commercial while we're waiting. If you're interested in some fragrance oils, for those who are in the Cleveland area, you want to like smelling good and stuff, give me a call, 216-647-2437, and you can get your fragrance oils from me, or you can get the cologne or perfume, whichever you prefer. You can get black soap, and hand sanitizer and all that kind of good stuff. So we got it going on. Shea butter, whatever you might be looking for your health and beauty aids needs.
Turkey. Basically, I have I have 3 cameras going. Reason being is because we're on different platforms, so we're trying to make sure his social media and my social media, both our audience can come in. That's the reason why we have so many devices going at the same time. But right now, we want to welcome all of our viewers from Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Welcome to Candid Conversations with your host, Val Jefferson and
Wade Howard.
And I think we still did it different again this time.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Candid Conversations with your host, Val Jefferson
and Wade Howard.
And tonight's topic is...
drum roll. Entanglement. So, we want all of you guys... What?
You were just so intrigued. You said entanglement.
I know, right?
Entanglement.
So, what we want from you guys, your participation tonight is 5 sentences, because we're going to be using entanglement tonight a lot. The word entanglement.
That's the subject.
That's
one word subject.
One word subject tonight, entanglement. And I'm sure if you haven't been tuned into social media, everyone knows the story about Will and Jada and what's his name? August. And August made these I can't remember his last name, but anyway, this young man had made allegations that he had a relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith, and Will knew about it. And then Jada and Will took themselves to the Red Table Talk, had the conversation. So that way, if you tell your own story, it shuts down everything else. So basically, they sat down and they discussed what happened. That Jada and August did have had a relationship, but Jada called it that she had an entanglement with August, and he wanted to. Will wanted to clarify an entanglement. Tell the people what the entanglement is. You mean you had a relationship with the man? And basically, she confirmed that she did have a relationship with August. Now, that's the first time I've ever heard of anyone cheating. First time I've ever heard anyone cheating and using the word that this is the first time I've ever heard they were cheating and using the word entanglement, not that I cheated, I messed around, got caught, so many other words that she could have used, but she said entanglement. So now every meme across America in the last couple of days has been involved with entanglement videos, spoofs. They've been, it's been a little bit of everything. So I thought we'd have a little fun tonight and use the word entanglement.
BS. And I say that because it seems like America is at a place right now, or even maybe not even just America, but I just say everybody is at this place where they're using phrases and terms to justify a means or to justify an action. And to me, it's a lot of publicity. I believe it's a lot of publicity because when I looked at it, and I didn't look at all of it, but I was looking at it and I'm like, really? Like now we're going to glorify this publicity. To me, is all a part of a publicity stunt on behalf of the two people that you talked about. And we're not really talking about them, but even though we're talking about the subject, but the subject itself is an example of what people are doing in this day and time to justify. So when you say, instead of tomato, you say tomato, or just everything has this justification. Everything is twisted and turned, and it's a play on words,
right,
with the mind. So you can't call a kid, or you can't call anybody retarded anymore. And it's not politically correct. Okay, number one, you can't use certain words that we've used forever and ever, that it was never a problem. But in this generation, everything that we use is a problem. So entanglement is like, it's like saying you're making it sound like it's acceptable for the reason, or for a reason.
Well, and it also seems like you got caught, but instead of saying, well, it's the truth. And I
Right.
mean,
That's my point.
Understandably, it happened like 4.5 years ago, or whatever transpired, and they've gotten through it in their marriage. And kudos to them for sticking it out, even, through this ordeal that could have literally broke their marriage up. But these people, I had an entanglement. So you didn't have it. So we come into the table. We don't keep secrets. So we gonna put it all on the table. And so the best thing you can say is entanglement when it was an affair. You stepped out on the marriage. So we had an entanglement.
Well, it sounds good. That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
it sounds good. And then,
Yeah.
now granted, they didn't bring it out, so they're not doing it for a publicity stunt. This young man has a music project that's coming out very shortly. So I guess he's trying to use the book of a book of Kanye, and every time before you put a project out to get you so you can steal your name, and you start a buzz, create a buzz, and you're starting to get your name trending on Twitter and Instagram. And so once it's trending, then now's the perfect time for me to drop this music, even at somebody else's expense.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that good? Good? No, it's not. But yes. So you guys, we're gonna have a little fun with entanglement. I want you to start chiming in and use the word entanglement, because we're gonna use it a lot tonight, just for the heck of it. So I'm gonna
Let's say hello to some people.
Okay, so Zena done jumped in already and said entanglement hell. Okay. We've already said hello to Stanley. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Quincy. What's up, Quincy?
Quincy is on.
Quincy is on. You know, Wade was looking for you last week, Quincy.
Quincy, you was missing in action, man. You was MIA. Listen, Christine Morris, Kim Davis, Robin Doss Hicks. Let's see. Kit Draper Davis. All right.
Kit Draper.
Kit Draper. Is that everybody?
I know Kit. Hey, Kit.
Kit Draper Davis. Welcome, and there are 10 others, and this camera.
Kit and I go way back.
This is going to be a problem. All right, so we're going to work it out, though.
So hello to, wait a minute, who did you say? Okay, so Kim, Robin, Kit, Kim. Hey, everybody.
Christine.
And Christine. Hello, everybody. And Instagram. Hello, everybody. Hello. Just want to say hi, everybody.
So here we go. Here we go with another trend. It's another trend, because that's all it is. It's just like like I say, with the Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. Just trends, and we're not talking about that, but I'm talking about trending. So entanglement now becomes a trending subject. It's a word that sounds better than you cheating, lying, cheating person. Okay?
Right.
It sounds better than that. It sounds better than infidelity.
Right.
Because that's what it is. Now, mind you, Will said that they were done. So there's a twist to there, because if they were done and she felt like she could move on, not taking in consideration that you could always possibly get back together, and especially the fact that the person you all together brought this person into your lives to mentor them to deal with some hurt that they were dealing with together as a couple. So now it makes it hard for a man to say, I'm going to bring another man in. And, men that are secure with themselves, they'll bring them in and nurture them and bring them in, and then their wives are allowed to help in that process. So if you saw the movie Cadillac Records, you saw where, what's his name?
Muddy Waters?
Muddy Waters was trying to get with, was it Muddy Waters trying to get with the wife? What was that guy's name? Remember, he was living with the girl.
Oh, you talking about Little Walker?
Little Walter. Little Walter.
Uh-huh.
Little Walter tried to hit on Muddy Waters' wife.
Mm-hmm.
After they brought him in, took care of him, did all that they did for him. Now, it was good that she showed some integrity.
Right.
And but he knew something was going on. But how dare you approach another man's wife in that way? So, but I'm saying, I'm using that as an example of bringing people into your home and trying to help them out. And then they turn around and they entangle with your husband or with your wife. Does that sound better?
That sounds better.
Okay.
I like how you use entangle.
Entangle. Who you got there?
Okay, so Zena says we soften sin to make it comfortable. And then she says, they created this situation and now making it sound okay. My sons would have a fit if I slept with one of their friends. Exactly. Now, see, that's the key, because this young man was one of Jaden's friends, and they brought him in.
Wow, so he was young.
Oh yeah, he's very young. He's half her age.
Wow.
Exactly. So she just wanted to feel good. Oh, let me stop.
So Birdie says he stepped out first.
I'm going to say I agree with you probably several times that he stepped out. And it was weird because in part of it, he said, no, she says, you're going to get me. He said, I'm going to get you back. And she says, but you already have. And so now there's this tit for tat type of scenario going on. There have been rumors of infidelity between the two of them for years, and that they had an open marriage.
Right.
And then there were rumors. So now that we know is facts, that they were on the brink of breaking up about 4 years ago. If you kind of remember the tabloids, they were talking about it. And that she went to see a high-powered divorce attorney. And so all of that appeared to have been correct. But also, so Stanley says it was a secret relationship, just that August Alsina, that's what, opened his mouth and made it public.
So they were in a relationship. They were, in other words, it was an ongoing. See, that's not, I'll say, so an entanglement is you are now tied up with somebody that you can't break loose from.
Well, she was for a while. But the thing is, she hasn't spoken. Well, I can't really say it's been 4.5 years, or I'm not sure when it actually stopped, because I recall, and somebody helped me with this who have watched Red Table Talk at some point, but I recall that there was an episode that she did with her mother and daughter and had August Alsina on the show, and they were talking about drug abuse, because her mother was talking about her addiction at the time, and he was on the show as a guest. So I think that may have been maybe last year or maybe 2 years ago. I don't even think it's been quite that long. But I do recall him being on the show pretty recent. So, but either way, she said that they haven't, the relationship was 4.5 years ago, around the time that her and Will broke up. Supposedly they thought they were done for good. But let me ask the question, is it still okay to step out, because you're still married even though you're separated? And is that still considered cheating? I would say yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is until it's on paper, until the ink is dried that you are divorced, you are still married, whether you're in the same household or not.
So Birdie says yes, Miss Ma'am. She says yes. It's still cheating.
Still cheating.
And so here's the thing, though. People actually divorce before they actually receive the papers.
Well, I believe. I mean, well,
now I'm not talking about legally,
right?
I'm talking about spiritually,
right?
You're pretty much done. Like Will said it. Like, I was done with your
right.
He said it just like that. I was done.
I mean, I've been in that situation. I'm sure you may have been.
Oh, yeah.
Where you have said, "I'm done. I'm done. This is over," and that may be so. And in your mind, you are done. But does that still give you the go ahead to start dating, or to start, especially start, having entanglements?
Entanglements. And see, that's the whole thing. So so this is almost in line with do you date your husband's or wife's ex or your brother's ex or sister's ex or whatever? Because it's all about it's still in that same melting pot of illegal type relationships. I'm going to use that word, illegal relationships, because again, I separate from you. I'm done with you. So I feel in my heart, I feel within all a part of me that I can go out and do what I want to do at that point. Mm-hmm. Because in my mind, I feel like I'm already done with you. This is it. I mean, you got to take yourself to that point.
Right.
Because I've been there.
Uh-huh.
I've been there where my ex had already started another relationship and the guy challenged me, and we were still married on paper.
Okay.
Guy challenged me and everything, and I felt like it was a terrible feeling. Like I felt real belittled because I was really in love with my wife, and I think that she was done. I wasn't really done. I wanted my marriage, but I began to go out and have some entanglements.
He had some entanglements.
She had some entanglements. Okay.
Okay. So that was plural entanglements. Okay. We're gonna leave that right.
She had some entanglements.
Entanglements. What's anybody saying?
And
anybody saying anything?
Nobody's saying nothing.
Okay. So
Birdie's laughing. You know, that's the truth, though. I mean, it's the truth. You move on spiritually,
right?
And you begin to start. I had even started because I knew it was over. I started even looking for my next wife. Like I'm ready to. I wasn't even divorced. I'm looking for the next wife. I was entangled.
Yeah, you was entangled.
But here's the thing. I wasn't entangled. To the point where I was with that person. Uh-huh. I was with that person in a relationship or an entanglement, but it was a hit and miss. You know, like it was. We hooked up. And we hooked up.
Oh, Alvin.
Like that.
Hey, Alvin, how are you? Okay, Alvin said, if you're legally separated, you can serve your spouse with child support and live in different homes. You're living on your own separate. You're living your own separate life. Okay, but even if you're legally separated, you're still not legally divorced.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, separation, that doesn't mean anything.
You are not divorced. So that means that when you go downtown or when you go downtown to apply for a license and you're ready to hook up with this girl that you're with as a man, from a man, or it's from a woman, you ready to hook up with that guy, you can't do it because they're going to say you're legally still married.
You're still legally married. Even though you're legally separated, you're still legally married. So it's still wrong if you go out and have an entanglement or several entanglements.
So Alicia Moore, hey Alicia, my coworker, Alicia Moore says emotional is tied to the physical, which is what you're talking about. Well, yes, because you can become emotionally entangled with someone that you have started an affair with, and you're still married. Mm-hmm. Your spirit now connects, and I mean, like we talked about soul tie. We said we was going to talk about that one time.
Right, exactly.
The thing of it is that your spirit goes into the soul. Your souls combine when you begin to have sex, or when you begin to have intercourse.
That's correct.
And so what happens is that's why you become like a little jealous when you see them, that person that you're having intercourse with. When you see them with someone else, you get a little jealous because they've become a part of you. A lot of us don't realize that we're connecting spirits. We're becoming one. That's what happens. So Bernie was so I can't. Let's see. Bertie says I can't trust the paper. I need to ask a very serious question. Okay, go ahead and ask your question. Okay, so listen. Let me say. She says my ex-husband left me 8 years ago, had a baby, and had several other women after. He wouldn't sign the paper all because of money. Well, he's already you have legal. First of all, there is infidelity involved. He got a baby. You have a legal right now to divorce him without. He don't have to sign it. It's been 8 years. It's a year. Is irreconcilable differences. He don't have to sign. They're gonna give you the divorce.
The papers. The masters couldn't let this happen. They just jumped the broom. Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh, he did sign the paper on.
Yeah, he signed the paper. And he said they just recently got their entanglement turned into a marriage. Okay.
Okay. So right. So you're free from that. You're free from that situation.
Amen.
So yep. Alicia said, "Yup." Yep. She's agreeing with that soul tie. You know.
Yeah, it is a soul tie.
And so when Jada's sitting up there, and this is the truth, when she's sitting up there and that young man is in her presence, even sometimes when he's not, he's up in her mind. He's up in her spirit.
Well, think about it. For him to bring all of this out, it's something he's still dealing with. Even though this may be a whole publicity stunt for him with this new music coming out, but there's still a connection there for him. For him to bring all of this out now, even though it's years later, but for him, she could have been that first love for him. She could have been that one. So you never know.
Jada Smith, shoot, I be entangled. She be all up in here too.
Well, you be all up entangled.
I be entangled. Jada Smith. What? She's a fine mama jama.
I'm gonna pray for him.
Just as fine as she can be.
Oh my goodness. Zena said she turned that young man out. Yes, she did. Yes, That's why it was an entanglement. Yeah. We know what it was. Zena said he lost his mind.
Yeah. See, that's the whole thing.
Said he lost his mind.
That's the problem. She blew his mind. Okay, Alicia. Okay, Nicole Lynn. Hey, Nikki. Oh, hey, that's my neighbor.
That is so funny.
So look, Alicia says, but not really free from that person spiritually, because the Bible says that a man who divorces a woman, blah, 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 just that. Okay, let's address that. Okay, because there's a biblical principle. That's what she's talking about.
Okay.
So let's deal with that, because that's one of our people. So there's a biblical principle in terms of when you are married, you are still tied to that person. In the eyes of God, you are still married to that person until there is an act of infidelity. So we all know, because the Bible says, and that we don't understand what it says when it says you cause the woman. When you divorce her, you cause her to commit adultery when she goes out and have another affair. Mm-hmm. But what about the man? And see, that's what a lot of people say. Well, what about the man? Is he committing adultery? I mean, he's out there doing all he's doing.
Right.
At that point, go ahead.
I personally believe that two wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
At the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right. He did it. Now she has done it. He's like, well, I'm gonna get you back, but you already did. And she felt broken to the point, and then she says, I just wanted to feel good. Now, come on now.
Yeah, she wanted to feel good.
There's a difference between being broken and wanting to feel good through an entanglement.
She wanted to feel good because she was feeling that young man.
She was.
Bottom line, you ain't gonna, ladies, you are not, and even men. Well, men might just do something to get their feel on. Women get emotionally tied. A woman, now you may have some exceptions to the rule.
There are
some that be like dudes, hit it and quit it.
There are definitely some exceptions to the rules.
Yeah, there are exceptions to the rules.
Okay, so Zena said she took her $50 million back to Will's $350 million and left. Him entangled with his $100,000.
They gave him $100,000.
He has a little money. He's an artist. He has a little money. Not much, because $100,000 doesn't go very far. But he gets a little. He has.
Well, for Jada to go there, for her to give her body. When you give your body, you want to read that? Nicole Lynn. Okay, Nikki, what you say? Jada Pinkett Smith took advantage of a young man who had serious emotional and substance abuse problems. His relationship with his mama was broken. His brother was killed, and his sister passed away. Okay. Let's see it as well. Jada is a fixer and loves to fix broken birds. However, allegedly the Smiths been swinging for years. Will allegedly has a woman named Heidi. Can you read that? De La Rosa, who travels with him. Their Instagram pages don't lie. Wow, Nikki, you informed, girl. You are informed.
Thank you, Nikki, for the tea.
That's informative.
We thank you for the tea. So
that adds another flavor. So you got grape Kool-Aid, and you just put some cherry in there.
Okay, so Zena.
So is it grape Kool-Aid now? Or is it grape cherry?
It's a mix. Zena said Jada was dead wrong. Absolutely. Number one, he was a child. She shouldn't have messed with him.
She said it, and that's what Nikki said. Nikki said she took advantage of him.
She did, because he was a friend of Jaden's. They would all go on vacations together. I remember seeing a vacation. They were all on a yacht or something, and he was there. So was he sneaking in her room, or was her and Will stand and say, okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that entanglement alone. Okay, so anyway, that's crazy.
That's
a lot going on unnecessarily. And it's what's unfortunate, because he's still hurt, and I know she's kept saying that people are still healing from this, and I can believe that, because I'm sure it also put a strain on her relationship with her children, because they were friends with him as well.
Well, it did say one person, I think Bertie said that's why Jaden is like he is now.
Well, Jaden was that was before that.
I mean, it's having some impact on his whatever he's going through.
Maybe right now, or in recent years, maybe. But Jaden was always a mixed up kid. Okay, so he said Stella or Jada got her groove back on. Calvin, you silly.
Yeah. Jada is
what'd she say? Okay. So then she said, y'all watch August's interview with Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club. It's deep. She said, but then again, August spilled the tea, and as a way of help boost his new album. Yes, we were definitely saying that. I believe that it was a way to boost his new album because of the timing. This is something that happened 4 years ago. So yeah, it's absolutely due to timing. Just like right now, we got old crazy Kanye talking about running for president. He's not a bit more thinking about running for president. He has a new project coming out. He always creates a buzz and starts trending before he releases new music. That's his MO.
But that's good marketing.
that's why he does it.
That's how they really get the attention of the public.
Right.
Is to say something crazy or do something crazy or
Right.
mention something crazy to get everybody's attention.
Right.
And what it does is you have curious people. You have more curious people than you have people that are really fans. Curious people will go out and get the album just to see what he's talking about.
And because my understanding is there is a song that's supposed to be about Jada.
Wow.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And see, that's the whole thing. So, all right. So let's do this. Entanglement. Let's go back to the subject. We're still on the subject, but
yeah.
So you are in a friendship with another, someone of the opposite sex.
Right.
You're in a friendship, and you are giving them more attention than you're giving your spouse.
Right.
That's a form of entanglement.
Exactly. We've had those conversations.
Yeah. You're giving them more. You're giving them more attention. You are giving
That's
them
an
more.
inside joke. Well, I'm sorry.
You are giving them more attention than you are giving the one that you are with.
Right.
Because you are entangled. Sherry Wilcox Brown, hey. And Tina Michelle just joined us. All right. Nicole, thank you. Alicia Moore says mercy. I agree, marketing, absolutely.
Yeah, it's free. Best thing to do is put out a story, but unfortunately, no one wins in that story.
That's the problem.
No one wins. Spilling secrets does not make you look any better. It doesn't really make the other person look that much worse, because once they come out and tell their truth, it's a wrap.
Well, it gives a negative reputation. Now everybody's looking at Jada like she's a straight up hoe.
No, actually they're not. They're looking at Jada as...
Why not? Why aren't they?
Oh, listen.
Why? Come on.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. So not necessarily, because what people are seeing, first of all, this is something that happened quite some time ago. She explained why she did what she did. She thought her marriage was completely over. They were done. They both said it. We were done. We were moving on with our own lives, separate lives. They were done. But what happened, and the thing is, Jada didn't keep that from Will. Will knew about it. See, that's why you gotta watch the video, the whole thing. Will knew about it. They talked about what transpired. Now, because they said they don't keep secrets from one another. Now, people aren't looking at that, but at the end of the day, the most of the responses that we hear, that I've seen online, have been, who cares? That's their business. That's what I heard that's what I've seen on social media, whether it was Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. It was, who cares? We still trying to deal with Black Lives Matter. Seriously. If you agree, please chime in. This is what we've seen on social media when it came down to this particular subject. And how they handled it as a married couple, that they're stronger. They can pull through anything if they can make it through this. They stuck together, and that was pretty much it. And it made the bond stronger between Will and Jada. Now they're considering themselves life partners. Even though they're still married, they're life partners. And they made it clear.
So that goes back to what Alicia Moore was saying, when the Bible says that you are bound to that wife. Mm-hmm. So you are bound to that wife, or they're bound to that husband forever. And I know some people out there saying, "Oh, hell no."
We ain't gonna keep this entanglement going. We're gonna break this off and quick.
They was like, "Oh no, I didn't see." That's why they say they're gonna start getting off the line. I didn't hear that. Then I'm bound to that crazy fool.
That's funny.
But but see, here's the thing: there are biblical reasons for divorce. So don't get it twisted. Once a person commits infidelity, then that is a biblical reason for divorce. You can divorce them, and you're not in bondage. Paul even said that if you have an unbelieving husband or unbelieving wife, if they want to leave, you're not in bondage in such cases.
Let the doorknob hit you.
All right. So there are biblical reasons for those of you who are Christians or who are practicing relationship with the Lord. But for those who are not in a relationship with the Lord, y'all ain't got no conviction at all. Y'all just don't. Y'all be like, oh no, I'm done. I done already been with Charlie. I done been with Charlie Wilson, and I'm good. I ain't talking about Uncle Charlie. That name just came out, but I done been with. I'm good. My name is Mrs. Wilson now, and I'm done with Mr. Johnson.
Oh goodness!
Mr. Johnson is done. I'm with Mr. Wilson now. I'm a Wilson.
No longer entangled with one. She entangled with another.
Let's see. So, Alicia said exactly. Kim said, I was getting ready to say, I'm glad you said there's biblical. Yes, it's biblical because those of us who are Christians, we practice the Bible. We practice following the Word of God. Okay, so we do that because we love God. So we try to do the best we do the best we can. However, there are cases where when you've done all that you can, and that person does not will not comply, and they become entangled with someone else, that's still free. That frees you. So don't get all scary and stuff. It frees you when that person and they have moved on. Now you have that biblical reason, and people go out and do it so that they can be free. But I don't know. See, that's why I say you got to be careful when you talk about getting married. You better know that you want to be with this person the rest of your life.
That's right.
You better know it from the rooter to the tutor. You better know it, okay? You better know it. You better know it. You better make a divorce is not an option. When you think about that, people are getting married and saying, I'll divorce you. Don't play with me. I will divorce you. You shouldn't have never gotten married.
Yes, exactly. If you have to keep throwing that out there.
You shouldn't have never gotten married.
You had issues from the beginning. It was you setting it up for failure. Hey, Phil, I'm glad you made it in.
Hey, Phil. Dr. Phil. We got Dr. Phil on the line. Not Dr. Phil with the bald head.
Stan said, when you get entangled with someone, can you break free? Absolutely.
It's gonna be a little rough.
Well, it depends on who you getting entangled with.
Man, ain't nobody getting entangled with somebody that they don't want to be entangled with.
Right.
That's the bottom line. That's why it's called entangled.
Yeah.
Because you saw that person, you was feeling them. That's what I say. When I tell people, when I see you, if I see you feeling somebody else, I will invite you to go have what you want. Don't have nobody in your life and you want to go get entangled with somebody else.
I know that's right.
And you might say, well, you don't know. You just don't know. Yes, you do. You know yourself.
Yeah.
You know when you ain't ready to be with somebody. You know it. You know it. So stop playing.
Exactly. I have no problem cutting anybody off quick.
Just be right there. Just be upfront with it. Mm-hmm. Just say to yourself, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready for a relationship on that level.
Right.
Let's date for a while and let's see how it goes. Mm-hmm. But the minute you go out, when you see them always looking around and they ain't ready.
They're not ready.
They're not ready. They're not focusing on you.
Nope.
They're ready to be entangled somewhere else.
Exactly. Entangled. Somewhere else. I've been seeing that a lot lately.
Bottom line.
Ooh, I can just remember some conversations I've had. Yeah. Entangled.
Yeah, you're ready to go. You're not ready. You're not ready, so just say, let's just hang out and have fun.
Right.
Do not get intimate. Do not do it because you're not ready.
Not ready.
You're not ready. And so you all you do is cause more problems in your own life.
Right.
And in the life of that person, because you can complicate stuff because that person might really be into you, but you're not really into them and you know it.
Exactly.
I hope we helping somebody out there.
Exactly. And vice versa. You may not be into them, they're into you, and
you can end up hurting them.
Exactly. And don't start something with somebody that you can't finish.
And man, let me tell you something. You know, these days people are crack cocaine crazy.
Did you say crack cocaine?
Crack cocaine crazy, like medicine, bipolar, Ritalin, crazy. And you never know. Sometimes you don't know that a person is medicated. Stop laughing. You don't know that
You've been popping me all. Stop talking me.
You don't know that a person is medicated until they snap, and that medicine ain't even working now.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous place. Don't play with people's emotions. Like you're playing with my emotions, Smokey. Don't play with people's emotions. You be like Big Worm. Big Worm was ready to shoot Smokey. He pulled his gun out. He put it on his lap.
Yeah.
He said, "You trying to play me, Smokey? You trying to play somebody? You just know that's that." But Will and Jada have been married for a while.
I believe 24 years.
They've been married for a while.
So they've been married a long time.
So your marriages go through challenges. Marriages go through tests and trials. It does.
They do.
But the minute that you give, see, here's the thing. The minute when you marry and the minute you give your body to someone else, that marriage is pretty much over. Can some survive? Probably. I'm not saying that they won't, but the percentage of unsuccessful recovery is greater than the successful recovery.
Well, and a lot of that has to do with, here this word goes, here I go with that word again, trust. Once the trust bond is broken, it's very hard to regain it if you get it back at all.
Yeah.
And that's real talk.
Yeah, Pastor Clown, hey. Okay. I follow the true word of God. This is Birdie. Some things I just don't believe. If you cheat, then buy. I hear you.
That's how I feel.
Well, that's what we said.
I have no problem with that.
That's
I have no problem with someone who's in, 1 minute they're into you, next minute they're into somebody else, and then they trying to come back to you just to get some, because they want to get a little entanglement going for a little bit, and then they want to move on back where they was at. Now you stay your tail right where you at. No entanglements here.
Absolutely. As
they say, boy, bye.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. It's things that
Phil.
It's
okay. So Phil said, go to the restroom and check behind the mirror for meds. Play like you're taking a long. No, we ain't gonna say that. That's
Phil. Yeah, a number 2, Phil. Number 2.
Number 2. Yeah, taking a number. Yeah,
like you taking a number 2.
Yeah, you so silly.
And look for them meds. You absolutely right. But I had the meds sitting right in front of me and didn't know what they were.
Oh, so now you got to check on the meds.
I mean, when you see bottles, I'll tell you right now, I got some blood pressure and I got some vitamin D. And that's what you'll find in my cabinet, some arthritis pain medicine. That's all you're going to see, and some other vitamins, just vitamins. So I thank God, by the grace and mercy of God, that I'm not crazy as hell. I'm not bipolar and everything, but bottom line is
he's just crazy as hell.
Yeah, it's a legit bit crazy as hell. You got to be careful, because you don't know what the condition of the mind of the person that you're dealing with is.
Mm-hmm.
And if a person my sister, that's my sister, Pastor Cloud. She said, yes, you are. Okay, all right, sis.
High five on that one.
I know Christina got you up to that one.
No.
Whatever. So anyway,
see what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what I go through.
I'm telling you, just you don't want to entangle, because it really causes a lot of pain and discomfort.
Phil says, man, y'all so old school. It's new entanglements. Old word. We swinging.
Swinging from everything, the chandelier and everything. You're right, Phil. Yeah, they swinging, but they admitted that they were swingers. They admitted that they were swingers.
Well, they keep saying they weren't having an open marriage, but they really were. So it's like this back and forth type of, nobody really cares what goes on in your marriage. And I mean, I understand they're in the public eye, so, they're one of the power couples of the celebrity world, but at the end of the day, who cares?
Yeah, the bottom line is, though, all of that, and it still makes for, like someone said earlier, good marketing.
Exactly.
Good publicity. It brings to me, I don't care. And we're going to talk about this subject too soon. Mm-hmm. We don't have to do it right away. But we're going to talk about the roles that you play in acting. Does it make an impact on how people see you? The roles that you play in a movie or in a sitcom, does it cause an impact on the way people see you?
It does.
So that's the whole thing. So this entanglement thing is causing an impact. So I don't care what you say. When people look at Jada, even when they look at Will, I mean, people that Nicole mentioned about Will earlier and what he did, that Will cheated. But how much did you hear about that? This thing right here with Jada is blowing up bigger than what Will's infidelity.
We've been hearing about Will all the time, though.
Right. But see, that's what I'm saying. But it's blowing up bigger than Will's infidelity.
Right.
This thing has gone viral to the point where it's all over the place. Well,
it always gets blown more out of proportion when it's a woman.
Well,
it does.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying.
It does.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm gonna tell you ladies like this. Y'all might not like me, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Your reputation is more under the magnifying glass than a man's. When a woman has multiple men, she is labeled a hoe. When a man is labeled a hoe by women, he ain't nothing but a hoe. But he a dog. But his reputation will not be as time, because basically he don't care anyway.
Right, but her reputation is completely ruined.
But her reputation, man, for anybody that's looking for a good woman, a good wife, once they hear, and even from a man, they do it for a man too, but more so than a woman, more so for women. Women get the bitter end of the stick.
Right. Gerald says, act like a husband or acting like a wife. You know what? There's a subject that I want to touch on at a different time that we've kind of briefly discussed. And that is, there's more than taking on a role as a husband or a wife. You have to be that husband. You have to be that wife. And you no longer are yourself at that point, because what happens is, but again, I'm going to get into that later, because that's deep. But I'm going to get into
Yeah, because that one's going to take us.
That one's going to take us a minute, because that one is deep. And God gave me something about that, but that one is deep. Okay. Anyway, Phil said he got a Porsche and she got a Lambo. Can I get one of them?
I mean, they got dough now. They got mad money.
I mean, they have. Okay, Phil says it does if a woman do it if she's a garden tool, but a man is a player until he gets a dirty what? Okay, I'm gonna need you to explain that one. That one don't make sense.
Let me see. I might know what that means. Let me see.
Okay.
It's the fellas. Okay.
Okay, it's the fellas.
It does. What happened?
Okay.
It does. It does if a woman do. If women do it, she a garden tool, but a man is a player until he gets a dirty. Let's see. A dirty D. Phil. Oh my goodness! I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean, but I'm gonna wait till you explain that. I think I know what you mean, but I'm gonna let you clear that up. I think I know what you mean, though, and that's the truth. And that's the truth.
They'll have to let us in.
That's the truth. If that's true, but see what it means is what I think it means. I'm Phil gonna clear it up. What I think it means is that he catch something.
Oh.
Then he's labeled.
Oh.
But if he don't catch nothing, he gonna keep on catching what he can until he catch something.
That's a dirty entanglement you don't want.
That's. But see, and that's another thing. Another subject that can be talked about is why do women choose the type of men that they choose, and why do men choose the type of women that they choose? You hear that opposite subtract and all that. Miss me with that. I don't subscribe to that because I'm trying to understand that. Like when you say opposites, I think you just attracted. You have something in you that's attracted to that person. Mm-hmm. What doesn't make you want to love them and be in a lifelong relationship with them? Some people probably have been successful.
Right.
But we'll talk about that another time because it's time to get out of here.
Yes.
We've been on here.
Yeah, we've hit our hour. So we have exhausted the word entanglement today. Now I believe it's out of our system. So we don't have to talk about entanglements anymore.
Yeah, it's entanglement. In other words, infidelity is infidelity. Right. Entanglement is just a politically correct word to use that sounds better than to say use a cheating whore.
Right.
Okay. And not only you a cheating whore, you a pedophile.
Well, she's not a pedophile. He was grown.
Okay, well.
He was grown.
How much grown?
He's in his 20s. He's grown.
Okay. Pedophile. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Don't quote me on that, y'all. But the thing of it is
I feel.
No, you're knowing you know what's in you. You know what you're capable of. So there are certain things that you just need to stay away from in order not to feed it.
True. That's true.
Okay. So I'm learning that myself. You gotta stay away from stuff that if you once you feed it, it's like a monster. You'll see that movie, The Blob. And they kept
he kept
eating everything. He kept getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Because he's eating up everything, and that's what happens. The more you feed that spirit, the bigger it gets. And it becomes out of control. So you got to be careful when you're entangled with somebody, because you can be entangled with more than one person.
Yes, you can.
Phil,
stop commenting. Just stop commenting.
What did Phil say?
No, I'm not even going to say all this stuff. Never mind.
Okay.
No.
Oh, he said later game.
No, don't repeat the rest of it. Thank you.
Phil, you all right with me? Phil, I would have said it.
No, bye, Phil.
Miss Scared over here, she ain't gonna say it.
That's not, no.
She's scared.
No.
She's scared.
That's inappropriate. I'm just going.
I said it.
You'd have said it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead and say it then. Go ahead, Cleve.
All he said all he said was curiosity.
Not talking about that.
Then he said swingers, horny toads. That's all he said.
Okay, but
I mean, but this.
now he laughing.
I mean, it's what it is.
He's silly. Anyway.
All right.
Well, guys, it's been fun, and we gotta run. So until the next time. Oh, before we go through all of that, be sure, and if you have not liked our Candid Conversations page, please like our Candid Conversations page. Next week, officially, we are going to that page to stream.
Every week we say that.
No, this next week we're going to do it. I've given enough time. Okay, so we're going to stream from the Candid Conversations page beginning next Monday.
All right.
So get in on that page. There's a possibility we may do a watch party from our personal pages, but we really want everyone on that page so we can have all of our comments in one house. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. It has been fun, but we got to run, I got some entanglements to go deal with. So anyway.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So I will talk to you guys. Talk to you guys later. We appreciate you coming in. We appreciate all of the comments for everybody on all of our pages. And until the next time. That ain't what you say. Yo, Don Cornelius.
Oh, yeah. In the words of the late, great Don Cornelius, peace,
love,
and soul. Peace.